Instead of using traditional Unix log files that get saved from every application, macOS includes a centralized logging system for all applications and system services. We use the console app to view these logs. And the way we get to the console is it's actually inside Applications Utilities. I'm just going to use the Go menu here and select Utilities this time. And we'll look right here. Console is what we're looking for. Let's go ahead and open that up. Let me make this a little bit bigger here. We can view logs in real time, or we can view reports of previous system logs. Let's go ahead and turn on real-time logging here. I'm just going to make sure I'm selecting my Mac, and let's hit start. And here we have all the logs from every running application or process running in real time to this window. Let's take a look at the tab for errors and faults. So we'll click on that here. These are the errors and warnings being thrown by applications that are currently running. Let me go ahead and open up Safari. And I'll just go to like apple.com here. Let me go back to the console. And let me just show you how we can filter out the things that are just Safari related. Let me just back that out. I'm actually going to go to all messages here again. And in the search bar, I can just type in Safari here. And hit return. And then I have the option here to select what kind of messages. Right now it shows any. But I can customize this down to just processes. So we'll just do processes with Safari in the name. And that gives us a little bit fewer messages to actually watch. But you can see here, anything with Safari in the process, we're going to see that here. That'll allow us to view all the messages here that are just coming from that application if I'm looking to troubleshoot a problem with Safari. And this can be great for diagnosing application errors because you're actually going to be able to see messages and errors that might not be shown in the Mac's graphical user interface, but are instead being output to the console by the application. So this could give you some additional insight into why something's not working the way you might expect in a specific application that's currently running. All right, I'm going to close out of that. And let's go ahead and take a look at one of these reports here. Here's our crash reports, and I can make this just a little bit bigger here. This is going to log applications that have crashed, and you can actually drill into these and see what might have gone wrong. Now let me go ahead and open up the terminal here real quick. And we're going to do a little something here. We're going to use the kill all command here, and let me go ahead and just make this a little bit bigger. And we're going to go ahead and use it with a 3 this time, and I'll talk about that in a second. And we'll mention Safari here. So what this is going to do is force the application to quit with a sig quit message. And this time we're going to go ahead and use the -3 flag, which will force it to write to the console. Let's go ahead and enter here. You can see Safari quit there. And if we go back here to the console here, we're going to see Safari listed here with our crash report. And I'm going to go ahead and just make this full screen here so you can see this a little bit better. So we can see our application or process name here, the date and time that the crash occurred, and type of process. In this case it's user because I launched Safari, not the system itself. So you can actually take this and share it out. You can actually share it and email it or save it and send it to, say, an Apple engineer with AppleCare or even the app developer if you're troubleshooting an issue with one of them to determine why a specific application keeps crashing. So there's a couple key things to look for in a crash report, which includes the exception type and the terminating reason. So let's go ahead and scroll through here. And we can see here exception type. And like I mentioned, it's a sig quit command that we actually sent. So it's an exe crash of type sig quit. So that's our exception type. And then here we have terminating reason and terminating process. So this is the actual terminating reason. So we sent a signal with a code 3 to quit. And you'll actually see here it was initiated with a kill all command. So this shows exactly why the application crashed. In some cases, it's going to be simple to understand. In other cases, it's not. And that's why it's often best to just take these crash reports, and if it's not obvious what's going on from looking at a few things here, to share those with the developer or with Apple. So that's a pretty good overview of the console app and how to use it to help diagnose issues with an application or process by just taking a peek under the hood and viewing messages that applications write as they run on your Mac.